I just went live.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga.
I bet when Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stress the nigga. He a demon, this that exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So I war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit light work. It ain't on who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere of and they wonder it's not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reek, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They brain got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, nigga, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him runner, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laugh at these niggas once again and I ain't break a sweat. Number 1 at everything I do, that's why I'm one west. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look at it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas, we burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga, I don't fear clowns. Silences make it sound like raindrop, that's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view or get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walk in this bitch ready for war, I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex, that's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga, I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
What's good now? I'm about to get a joke. Pull up,
Yeah, change for the better. Put that old nigga in. I'm trying to get this song right. Yeah, I changed for the better. Put that old nigga in the shredder. But however, I could never take a step back for my pleasure. Change the weather, Ruger 5.7 on my dresser. Clip full with a lot of pressure. I forget that I made a special. I don't care, so I don't remember. Hitting treasures in my lecture. New texture, but the same message. Think rich, no think better. Chevy boy, I don't need a Porsche. Bucket clean and I feed the horse. Pull up on me, lose a bitch, ain't nothing to me. Ben Simmons, they ain't fucking with me. Take sides, you was set hopping. Heat on, you was flip flopping. On the come up, then he start watching. We open doors like fuck knocking. Yeah, she see it and then don't believe it. Spit fire in my heart anemic. Make a choice, get in the van. Taking ground and become a man. You pussy, I'm straight for it. Take orders, give orders. Bend corners, set borders. Niggas fold like rich quarter. Lifelong, but my temp shorter. Only for the bullshit though. Counterfeit niggas that be full of it though. I don't really hear what you into, nigga. We don't really care what you been through, nigga. I offend you, nigga. Sharp like a quick flat turn in the venue, nigga. Cut right through it like a Jinsu, nigga. If I say that I mean it and know I'm the meanest and one of the cleanest, I put it together and break it in pieces. I got plenty of time, I got plenty ideas, you wouldn't believe it. I roll with the lions, you run with hyenas. I'm David inside of a killing arena. For all of my people, I'm giving you all of the smoke. Stop saying the stuff that you won't really wanna live up to. Live by a code, yeah, we stand up too. Say you get money, put bread up too. Saying you dumb, we fed up too. Fed up too, in the league of my own, just leave me alone. They gon' keep talking about me, I just keep going and going and going. It is what you showing, and I'ma keep growing and growing and rocking and rolling and take over loading. I hold a position in any condition, completing the mission. Paying attention, I got a connection, just sit in the section. Yeah, I changed. 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 You know I changed. You know I changed. You know I changed. You know I changed. Yeah, I changed. Yeah, I changed.
All right, let's get started. Shalom, Israel. To all the brothers, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshai Brakatham. To all the sisters, Yahweh Shemal Alatan Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And today we have another episode of the Rise podcast brought to you by I.S.U.P.K Canada. I'm your host today, doing the most, Officer 50 Barak Yala. And today I got with me Officer 1000 Adiyar and Officer 1000 Zabadia. You already know what it is. We're missing Officer 500 Shari1 today. Don't worry, he'll be back next week. So let's get into it. Officer Zabadia, what we got lined up today?
Hey, Shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshai Brakatham. Yahweh Shemar Latham Ba'ashim Yahshai. Today, our first story is what the hell is going on in Quebec? There's 168 cases of monkeypox in Canada. 132 of those cases come from the province of Quebec.
All right.
So I can pull up the article right quick so I can read it.
So out of the 160 monkeypox cases, 132 of them are in Quebec.
Right.
And the majority of that is in Montreal. Good night.
God, I don't know what is going on. It must be something in the water.
So like if I may,
Right.
well, Quebec is known for the lavish parties and everything. Quebec is also known, you understand, like when you go to downtown, you understand, like right before you go downtown, you're gonna have that. I mean, a neighborhood that's called the Village. That's where all the homosexuals, you understand, lesbian, most of them, that's where they stay at. You understand that this community is known for that. You understand? So this is what's going on. You understand? Now we don't have no more restriction. So it's all free right now. You understand? People having sex with whoever, you understand, and so on and so on. Matter of fact, you understand? We brought this earlier, you understand, in another podcast where monkeypox is affecting, you understand, especially, you understand, the gay community, the LGBT community. So this is what's going on in Canada, in Montreal, Quebec, you understand? So like
Oh, and Slovakia. People on Clubhouse, let us know if the sound is Tawab. You already know. Let us know if the sound is Tawab. Let us know if it's not Tawab. Any questions or comments, put it in the chat or raise your hand. You already know what it is.
So, Salakia Priest, for those of you on Clubhouse, we are also streaming on the Rise Podcast 1969. Right? That's on YouTube. The Rise Podcast 1969.
Right. And don't feel shy to share the room. You already know.
Right. Also, hit that greenhouse. Follow the mods. And again, if you want to come up on stage, you got a question or a comment, just raise your hand. All right. So Barack, let's get into this article right quick.
No sweat. You want to read it or I got it?
Khan, I got it, Doc.
All right, go ahead.
Quebec now has 132 monkeypox cases, with majority in Montreal. Good night. Right,
The gay religion going bananas.
They going bananas over there. Good night. That reminds me of a Chris Rock joke. Salakia. All right. Quebec health officials are reporting 132 confirmed cases of monkeypox across the province as of Tuesday. Let's see when this article was dated. This article is dated June 14th.
So that's this week.
2022. With more than 3,000 vaccine doses administered to date. Dr. Luc Boileau, interim director of Quebec's public health department, told reporters in Montreal the situation is under control for now. It's not rising quickly, he said, referring to the number of infections, which is up from 98 in the last report. It's rising slowly, but there is still a progression. Majority of the province's monkeypox cases have been detected in Montreal, which accounts for 126 infections to date.
Bomboclat. Yo, listen, out of the 160 in Canada, 132 are in Quebec. Out of the 132 in Quebec, 126 are in Montreal. That's like almost 95%.
Good night. Right. That number's up. Right. You Salaki, if I may, you could definitely see that the Most High, he's not playing, especially with the LGBT community.
Right.
We're going from one plague to another, and World War III is on the rise, which we'll get into later.
Keep on going with the article.
Con Priest. Salakia. Montreal is the epicenter, said Dr. Mylin, the city's public health director.
Montreal is ground zero.
Ground zero, definitely. Right. And you should now, if you haven't been to the city of Montreal, Priest Adiyar and Priest Barak Allah, they could definitely let you know. Montreal is not a city that is kind to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. There have been countless videos of police just brutalizing so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Native Americans live damn near on the street, right? If they're not on the street, they're somewhere under a bridge trying to get shelter. So it's no surprise the plagues are attacking Montreal.
Let loose all the plagues.
Damn right. All right, so let's continue with this article. Most of the cases are not severe, she added. 3 people have been hospitalized since. Salakia, that monkeypox looks like a severe thing. It looks like your skin is covered in bubble wrap.
Right.
Nice.
Salakia, there was a meme, right, about the CDC. I posted it on my Facebook, right? When they showed, they had like the sex guide, you know what I'm saying? How to have sex while you have monkeypox. You know what I mean? You understand? You have to, you understand? Salakia for being explicit, but you have to masturbate like 6 feet away from your partner. You have to have sex, you understand? Virtual sex, and so on and so on. You have to cover your rashes and everything, you understand? Like this monkeypox, you understand, is gonna overflow. It's gonna be worse than COVID-19, you understand? And not only that, like Officer Barakala just say, let loose all the plagues. There's gonna be plague that's coming, like you understand, on this earth, just like the skin disease plague. I'm waiting for that skin disease, and monkeypox is one of the skin disease plagues that's gonna come on this earth. So like it.
Salaki, Adawan. Just to add on that, monkeypox is gonna be worse than a skin disease. That's the new HIV. That's HIV 2.0.
Good. But so like when I'm in skin disease, you I don't know if you ever seen that flesh eating disease, where you understand the flesh is eating away. You understand, like just like leprosy and everything. There's a couple people that had it, right? But that's gonna be, I mean, like major news in pretty soon. You understand? You're gonna see a lot of people, you understand, that's missing limbs. Their arms is just, I mean, being eaten away by bacteria and everything. You're gonna see that pretty soon.
Right.
Salaki, if I may, that community who they're tying to the monkeypox, they deserve all the plagues, right? Because you could just see how they're pushing it onto our children, right? They want our children to decide if they're a male or a female by the age of 5, right? That now, the I.S.U.P.K, we don't condone voting, right? But it's to show you the hypocrisy of the governments in Canada, right? At the age of 5, a male can decide he wants to be, he doesn't want to be Zion no more. He wants to be Zion, right? At the age of 5, a child cannot vote for political power in his city.
Salaki, I think General Mahaiman brought that up. It's like, okay, so at the age of 5, you're mature enough to decide if you want to be a man or a woman and your sexuality. But at the age of 18, you're not mature enough to buy a gun.
Right.
All right.
Make it make sense.
In the oppressor's community, his kingdom does not make sense, Doc. It's totally backwards. It's based on confusion.
Khan.
So Salaki, let's continue with this article. Since the beginning of the outbreak, but all of them, Salakia, 3 people have been hospitalized since the beginning of the outbreak, but all of them have been discharged.
Salakia, the one. They're just trying to treat people real quick. They're trying to treat monkeypox like it's smallpox, right? They're giving, even the vaccines that they're giving them, they're like smallpox vaccine, acting like this is going to cure the monkeypox or make people immune, right? But even I think, what country is it? I think it's Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. They're already putting people in quarantine for 3 weeks if you get monkeypox. You know, they treated it like COVID.
Good night. What they should be doing is telling them homosexuality goes against the God of the Israelites, who are Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Stop the homosexuality, you will stop the monkeypox. Salakia.
Right.
Where were we? Monkeypox is a rare disease. It stems from the same family of viruses that cause smallpox, which the World Health Organization declared eradicated around the globe in 1980. Right. So, if I may, what this is showing you is you cannot beat the Most High.
Right.
Right. Just like when we just went through 2 years of vaccines and lockdowns and mask protocols, just to see 100 different variants pop up.
Come.
So let's keep reading. The virus spreads through prolonged intimate contact, right? So that's to let you know it's happening through Salakia, illicit sex, right? It's
Illicit
happening
sex.
through fornication, bad sex, like intimate contact, but it's not very contagious in a typical social setting, meaning brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K do not have to worry about monkeypox.
Right.
Ah.
You're following the Most High's high holy days. You're going to first fruits. You're chilling in the school with your brothers and sisters. You don't have to worry about monkeypox.
Come.
I mean, Salak, I don't want this. They saying it's not very contagious in a typical social setting, but in another article it says you could even catch monkeypox by being close to a person who has monkeypox, right? So it's kind of contradicting right there.
Right. They don't, again, they never know what's going on. They
Right.
put narratives out. At the end of the day, if you follow the Most High, you'll be Tawab, especially if you're Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. If you just leave Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans alone, you won't have to worry about all the plagues and the wrath of the Most High. But unfortunately, the heathens and the oppressors, they do not know how to leave Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans alone. All they know is their lust. And their lust is getting the monkeypox. Shit's going bananas.
Khan. She's going bananas. I mean, also it would let you know, like, you have to stay apart from these people, you know? Don't even be around the alphabet gang, because you might catch the monkeypox, you know? The monkey might jump on your back.
Good night. Good night. Right. So get that monkey off your back.
Right.
All right, Salakia, we're getting some feedback.
Yeah, come. That's me.
Right. And this is the other thing, right? For Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who say it's my right to do whatever I want, the Lord's showing you it's not your right to do whatever you want. You have to do what He says. The Lord said Black, Hispanic, and Native American men are not supposed to be effeminate. Right? Adam is not supposed to lay down with Steve. Right? A sister was built for a man.
Right.
And vice versa. The man, he's supposed to put some life in that sister. Right? She's gonna hold it for 9 months and give it right back to her. So okay, so we can keep going with this article. In a typical social setting, symptoms include so they're saying it's not contagious in a typical social setting. Symptoms include fever, headache, muscle aches, exhaustion, swollen lymph nodes, and lesions. Good night. Lesions. You're gonna have like 1,000 bubbles pop on your body. It sound like pop, 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 pop. Quebec recorded the first case of monkeypox in the country last month, with the first suspected infections reported on May 12th in Montreal. The province is administering smallpox vaccines, Imivamune, Salaki, that's what the vaccine is called.
Though
it has been reserved for close contacts at high risk of developing the disease, more than 3,000 doses have been given since late May.
Salakia, one. See what I'm telling you? They're treating it like it's smallpox, right? They're giving smallpox vaccine, you know, and they already administered 3,000 doses. And I guarantee you, most of these doses were in the village, right? Not outside the gay village, but in the village. I guarantee you that.
Right, that's definitely a heavy thing. That's to let you know, like what that village is doing is against the Most High.
Right, and they're gonna be mad about it. They're gonna be like, well, they're treating monkeypox. I mean, they're saying we're spreading monkeypox like we spreaded AIDS in the 70s and the 80s. But I mean, it's basically the same thing. It is originating from the alphabet gang, you know.
Right.
They just don't want to take accountability, because if they take accountability for that, they would have to admit that living that alternate lifestyle is wrong.
Right. And if I may, I want to read a quick precept, right? This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth. And the plagues are here. They're not going nowhere. The sins of Esau's kingdom have gone up to the Most High, right? The angels are coming back and forth and reporting to the Most High. He knows what's going on. The plagues are on the earth, just like the plagues were on the earth in Egypt.
Right.
Right. Just like there was the Black Plague that killed many. There was the Spanish
flu.
The Spanish flu that killed many. Right. We just seen so many oppressors, so many heathens, and unfortunately, brothers and sisters fell victim. Like K-Slay, the rapper the DJ K-Slay, he just passed away from COVID. We've seen so many people pass away from COVID, right?
Right.
For now are the plagues come upon the earth, the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. The vaccines don't work, right? Now that's not saying if you need a vaccine to go get a vaccine, but what it's saying is, just because the Lord Salakia, just because there's a vaccine, that's not going to stop you from the Most High, right? The Most High is going to have His will done. Salakia, right? These plagues are here to stay. Ye shall remain in them, for God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against Him. Right? That LGBT community is a sin against the Most High. Right? We also know that majority of the people in the LGBTQ community, they were victimized as children. Right? Because two men cannot produce a child. The only way to make a member of that community is to harm some child. Salakia, I'm gonna keep reading this article. So this is an interesting part of the article right here, right? And this is like they keep talking about intimate contact.
Let's get into it, Otto. Let's get into it.
And good night. Sex workers and men who are visiting Montreal and plan to have sex with other men, good night, during their visit are among those who are eligible for vaccination. Good night. So Barak, it's just like you just said.
So you skipped the part where it says the majority of cases have been detected among men who have sexual relations with other men.
Right. I did jump down for a second.
Right.
So,
but here's the thing: they're focusing on men. They're not mentioning women yet, right? Nor are they mentioning the Transformers yet. But they'll let you know, just living that alternate lifestyle, you're prone to get that monkeypox, right? You're first in line to get the monkey. You understand? The monkey is preying on you right now.
It's about to be Planet of the Apes in Montreal. Good night.
And so like Akim, if I may. And this shows also what type of lifestyle that you have in Montreal. What type of lifestyle that you have, you understand, in Quebec. And one thing that I always say, you understand, is the fact that a lot of these, you understand, so-called thugs out there, they have sex with transsexuals.
Right.
They have sex with, you understand, feminine men, you understand, the so-called, you understand, that you might look, you understand, while you're in the street, while you out there, and you might think, you understand, they're hardcore, they're having sex with men. You understand? And this is gonna be in all of our community. Why? Because of these kind of brothers, you understand, that have sex with men, they have sex with transsexual, they have sex with, you understand, whatever that's out there, they just, you understand, ready to lay down with. You understand? They don't have no discipline. You understand? And this is gonna be all around of our community, especially, you understand, us not following the laws. We suffer the most because we don't follow these laws. We suffer the most because we want to reject, you understand, knowledge. You understand? And this is gonna be in our community the most as well. That's one thing. And this is why, as we could see, like when we look at ATL, Atlanta, you understand, AIDS, you understand, is rampant in Atlanta. Why? Because of homosexuality. The same way it's gonna be with COVID, you understand, monkeypox, with, you understand, with the gay guys, you understand, the bisexuals and everything in Montreal. So like, yeah,
No swat. What you said is powerful, because I wasn't gonna bring that up. Like, you know, I mean, which rapper was it? I think it was Young Jock, right? He got caught with a transsexual, you know, apparently. And that might be another episode. That might be for another episode. But there's that transsexual going around since back in the days. His name is City Star, right? So like, after that, you might want to mute your mic on StreamYard. So there's that transsexual Sydney Star, right, going around sleeping with rappers, apparently, from back in the days. But that might be a topic for another episode. But
definitely something for another episode.
So like, she had sex with all of them.
Good man.
So like, he had sex with all of them. Now he had sex with all of them.
But we're talking about Montreal. But listen, right? They just had a pride parade in the so-called land of Israel not too long. I think last week.
Wait. So you're saying the people that claim to be the chosen people of God, they're having pride parades?
Right. The people are claiming to be the chosen people of God, right? To be a holy people above all nations, are having pride parades.
Right. Let's see if we can find that article right quick.
I posted it in the clubhouse.
Okay. Okay, so I got it right here. We're gonna go into it, right? And these are supposed to be the holy people, right? This is how you know they are not the people of the Lord, right? Good night. We won't let anyone feel afraid. Over 170,000 march in Tel Aviv Pride Parade. Good night. Listen, that sounds like Sodom and Gomorrah. That sounds like they're beating on the door trying to get to those angels in Lot's house.
Right.
So like I preach, ain't they supposed to be God's people? God chosen people. Ain't they supposed to be the Jews? For those out there that say that we lie. For those out there that say we lie, you understand? We are not the real Jews. So are them supposed to be the real Jews? That's the question you should ask yourself now. Now they're parading, you understand, in Tel Aviv. You understand? In like, you understand, like the central square of, you understand, Israel, you understand, of Jerusalem. You understand? Having homosexuality, you understand, bisexual, lesbian, you understand, doing all type of abomination. So are they supposed to be God chosen people? If not, who are they? Who are God chosen people then? That's the question.
Hey, Salaki, I have a quick scripture because they claim to be God's chosen people, right? You know, they just proving how real is the Bible, right? This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy are them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. They're showing us right here. They are the synagogue of Satan, you know? They're not following what the Mosai says. Right? If they were really the chosen people of God, they would know, and they would show us how bad that alternate lifestyle is. But instead of that, they having gay parades, right? They having a bunch of sodomites in the streets in the streets of the so-called Holy Land. You understand? Not only that, but these so-called Jewish men, right? They're known to be homosexuals and child molesters. I mean, when they have to circumcise a child, right? They suck on the baby's rod,
right?
And they put wine on it,
right?
And that's their culture.
Right.
How do they call it? They call it the moil. The moil is the so-called rabbi. He cuts off the foreskin and he starts sucking on the baby's rod. He's molesting the kid as soon as he's born. And then they're having gay parades in the land of Israel.
And so like Akim, if I may as well add that as well, right? Now the Jewish men always want to talk about the Torah. Tell a Jewish man that you are the real Jew. You understand? Black people are the real Jews. Do you know the Torah? Well, the question I have for you Jewish men out there, do you really know the Torah then? Why you allowed, you understand, a parade, homosexual parade in Tel Aviv if you really know the Torah? Because you understand, last time I read the Torah, you understand, being homosexual is against the Torah. That's an abomination, you understand? That you got to pay with, you understand, with death. You got to be killed for that. Meanwhile, they're in the Holy Land having homosexual parade, you understand? And as well, for all those, you understand, that say that what we're saying is wrong. The Bible says when God's chosen people will come in their land, they will rule this land. They will rule the land and the world. You understand? With justice and with righteousness. So the question I have for you that's out there, is a gay parade righteousness then, according to the laws of God? So if not, who is in the Holy Land right now? Because the Bible clearly says, you understand, that God's chosen people will rule with righteousness when you understand, once they're upon their land. Now we see in gay parade in the Holy Land. So who's there right now then? Is it God chosen people or somebody else? Somebody lied. It's a lie.
Right. And you would think that, just like you said, we know that fake imposter, he doesn't believe in the whole scriptures. He only believes in the first 5 books, right? The Tanakh and the Torah, or the Torah and the Tanakh. Now, in that book, it talks about 2 cities being destroyed, right? 2 cities full of Hamites being destroyed. Because, listen, in that book, it tells you that the Hamites, they were homosexual. That if you're in the UPK, that's something you already know.
Right.
Hamites are sexual deviants, right? And as we get into the next stories that we have lined up, you'll find out. We're gonna bring it out.
Right.
But you would think these imposters would know Salakia, you can't be homosexual.
Right.
Right. So let's read the story real quick. Over 170,000 people took part in the Tel Aviv Pride Parade on Friday. A city spokesperson said, as an annual event, inched towards pre-pandemic numbers. Good night. We pray for more coronavirus, more plagues.
Right.
We need more plagues, right? I need those pandemic numbers, because if you let the oppressor just do what he wants, He's going to make sure there are no more babies born in the earth. Right? We have a child as the people who run the world right now are children. They don't understand the errors of what they're doing. The parade, now in its 23rd year, began at noon and wrapped up around 7 p.m. Tel Aviv Mayor Ron Hodai and Social Equality Minister Myrav Cohen kicked off the festivities by noting threats directed at other pride parades across Israel. Good night. I think we can stop right there, right? It's just letting you know that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
So what we got next lined up, Adawan?
Khan, what do we have next, right? Now, Baraki Allah, you brought this to my attention. This is definitely a story you'll definitely be more familiar with. I'm gonna read it and then you could break this down for everybody, right?
Right.
Nicaragua authorizes Russian troops. Right, so let's get to this story real quick. You can give us a quick breakdown, Baba Kashar?
Right. The movie. I'm just gonna say this first. Right. Salakia. The movie is getting better and better. I don't want
Wait, Salakia. My brother just cut the camera on and no shades. Barakia Allah, what you doing? Good night. Wait.
All right.
This nigga said, look at my shades, everybody. Ooh, wee. I might need to borrow those for a little bit. All right, let's get to it, Brock.
I'm seeing red just like Yahweh Shai right now.
Doing right.
All right, so I got the story right here. You can continue with your breakdown.
Yeah, I'm just saying, so Nicaragua, right? I mean, the movie's getting better, right? Russia, apparently Nicaragua is authorizing Russian troops to come in to Central America, right? For those who don't know, Nicaragua is one of the countries in Central America, and it's actually a Russian ally, right? You want to get into the article right now, or?
Khan, I'm just going to say before I say that, we've seen Russia trying to take hold into the West before, and the U.S. always goes and bullies the country that they have allies with. Let's see what do they like to call him? The Christian church, they like to call him Big Daddy Biden. Let's see what Biden does now. Right?
Right. And before you start reading the article, I mean, like you say, whenever Russia is trying to get a hold of the West, right? We see the U.S. trying to bully these countries in the West, right? Trying to ally with Russia. We've seen that with Cuba. If you don't know, Nicaragua had if you don't know about the Contras and the Sandinistas, right? There were two guerrilla groups fighting against each other. One of them was funded by the U.S. and they were like, well, I think that's another story we could get into for the next episode, right? With the Sandinistas and the Contras and being funded by Pablo Escobar, cocaine, and the U.S. and everything like that. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But just so you know, the U.S. is always trying to oppress. Well, they're always oppressing our people. But if they have the chance to oppress our people even more than they're oppressing our people right now, they'll take it. You already know what that is.
Right. So let's get into it. Khan, priest. Nicaragua authorizes entry of Russian troops, planes, ships. Right? Salakia, let me read it.
So like they coming closer to the U.S.
Yeah, they trying to set up a base. So when those nukes gotta go off, they got somewhere to shoot them. Right? And this is to let you know, if you thought America had a missile air defense, what are they gonna do when them nukes be coming from all angles? Them punches are
Right.
gonna be coming from everywhere,
Right.
right? The bully is about to be bullied.
Sure.
God. And so like if I may as well, please. Like you understand, like even the Russian being, you understand, in our brothers and sisters land, that's just another white man that's gonna oppress them as well. You understand?
Right.
Oh,
What
definitely.
Nicaragua is the UPK. That's what Nicaragua needs. That's what you understand Colombia needs. That's what Mexico needs. That's what Haiti, you understand, Martinique, you understand, Guadalupe, you understand? That's what Trinidad needs, is the ISUPK. You could go get any type of oppressor, you understand, any type of white man that you want, it's only going to oppress you, man. You understand? And you live in the life of a beggar. And the Bible says don't live the life of a beggar, you understand? Because why? You could, you understand, fulfill, you understand, you could be self-sufficient just by following the laws of the Bible. Just by realizing that your brother is stuck in the same problem that you are stuck into. You understand? Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian, we are one family. You understand? We could be self-sufficient, you understand, if we really love one another, if we care for one another, if we, you understand, we uplift this Bible, you understand, and take this Bible as our constitution. We don't need the oppressor in our land. We should kick the oppressor out of our land. Let them fight with each other. You understand? They don't have to fight in our land. We have kids in our land. We have sisters in our land. We have brothers that are weak in our land. You understand? We need to help ourselves. So why help the, you understand, the oppressor fight with this fight? Let them fight among themselves, man. Meanwhile, we need the UPK everywhere everywhere our people are. That's what we really need. That's why you need Nicaragua. You need the ISUPK. And without the ISUPK, there will be no solution in your land.
Khan. And Salaki, just to add on that, like you say, just trying to go against America by choosing the side of the Russians, it's just gonna be another oppressor oppressing you, right? It's just like it's just like how you call it, the conservatives and what's the other political party?
Republican, and you understand, and Republican and the Democrats.
The Republican and the Democrats, right? Or the right wing and the left wing. You understand? They're just two wings of the same bird, right? They're just choosing the lesser evil. So it's like there's a dragon, it's a hydra, right? A dragon with multiple heads. Instead of choosing the left head or choosing the right head, just choosing the lesser evil, just choosing another oppressor over them. While, like you said, it should go with the ISUPK. And as a matter of fact, we do have a brother in Nicaragua right now. So UPK has boots in Nicaragua.
Right. Right. All right, let's get into this article.
Right.
The government of Nicaragua, President Daniel Ortega, has authorized Russian troops, planes, and ships.
You have to say like this, Daniel Ortega.
Good, nice, Salakia, Daniel Ortega. Right. Has authorized Russian troops, planes, and ships to deploy to his country for purposes of training, law enforcement, and emergency response.
Salakia,
right?
I just want to say this, right? He said for purposes of law enforcement or emergency response, right? Well, back in the days, I mean, the CIA, they trained the guerrillas in Colombia, all throughout Central and South America, right? For the same purposes. You understand? At the end of the day, right now, we still have some guerrilla groups, paramilitary groups fighting against their own people trained by the white man, first of all. Second of all, Russia was doing the same training exercise at the border of Ukraine. And look where we're at now.
Right.
You understand?
Listen, it just sounds like it's going to be more cocaine in America. It sounds like it's going to be more cocaine flowing into the ghetto.
Right. And Salakia, the one, them Russians love their cocaine too. I mean, they're in Central America right now. You know, they're in the market. They ground zero, almost. They're right next to ground zero. I mean, Nicaragua is not too far from Colombia.
And if I may as well, like not even just I mean, even in our ghettos over here, you understand the Russian supply, you understand. One thing that they don't talk about over here in the news, and you understand, is how the Russian, you understand, they have a monopoly, you understand, over the drug deal, just like the Italians, just like you understand the Irish. You understand, and so on and so on. The Portuguese as well. The Portuguese, you never hear about the Portuguese in Canada. Meanwhile, the Portuguese you understand, exporting and importing your drugs in the whole nother level. You understand? These days, you understand, I learned when I was in the street, when I was in the world, right? But these other nations, you understand, even the Arabs, you understand, they're transporting drug in the whole nother level. You understand?
Khan and Salaka, if I may.
Hold on, just hold on, please. And them being in our community, them being in Nicaragua, is just like you say, it's gonna bring that drug trade in a whole nother level. So you're gonna see more brothers, you understand, into drug, more sisters into drug, especially with the fentanyl. You understand? Especially with these drugs, you understand, that are killing brothers and sisters. You understand? You're gonna see more of that in our community. Go ahead, please.
Khan. And Salaka, if I may, I mean, back in the days, not too long ago, I was doing moving, right? And my boss was a Hamite. So at some point, we had a client. She was the daughter of the of the boss of the Russian mob, right? The ex-boss of the Russian mob, because he retired right now in Montreal, you know. And these people, I mean, they got money to a whole other level. And that's because of all the cocaine they bring in, all the pills, or whatever drug they're bringing in, right? And now they're just gonna bring in more drugs. I mean, maybe even if they're not as active as they used to be, right? But just like you say, in Montreal, they really like just focus on the Italian mafia and the Hells Angels, the bikers. They're forgetting about the Portuguese, the Russians, the Irish. I mean, right next to my neighborhood, if you go further west, you have the neighborhood called West End, and you have the West End gang, which is an Irish gang. Also, you know, they don't really want to focus on that. They only really want to focus on Italians and like I said, the bikers, right? They don't want to focus on the Russians, the Portuguese, the Ishmaelites, even the East Indians, the Moabites, because a lot of them pills comes from Moabites, the Chinese people. You understand? They don't want manufacturing a lot of these pills that we've taken in, that we get high on, right? But it just sweep it under the rug, you know. But let's get back to the article. Right? They're about to get a lot of cocaine from our brothers in Nicaragua, Slovakia.
God. In a decree published this week and confirmed by Russia on Thursday, Ortega will allow Russian troops to carry out law enforcement duties, humanitarian aid, rescue and search missions in emergencies or natural disasters. The Nicaraguan government also authorized the presence of small contingents of Russian troops for exchange of experiences and training. Good night. Right. If I could, right quick, right? What's happening is we know that World War II is on the rise. World War III is on the rise, right? We brought out earlier how America, they totally destroyed Cuba.
Right.
It almost went to war. So like in this is, don't quote me, this is either the 60s or the 70s when the Cold War was happening, right? The Cold War, a war without a shot being fired. Right. Now the Cold War was happening and Russia and America were going at it, right? Russia is provoking America. Now, what's really happening is the Lord is gathering all of the mighty men, right, to go to war.
Right.
The Nicaraguans, right, who are Israelites, they don't understand that they're not supposed to choose a side. What they're supposed to choose is Commanding General YAHANNA. Right? They're supposed to link up with their brother that's down there right now, and everyone get in class and sit at that priest's feet to learn how they're supposed to better themselves, right? The Daniel Ortega, he has no idea what he's doing, right? It's just going to provoke World War III and bring these nations closer to going to war. So
Right. I mean, Salakia, and if I may, I mean, I understand him trying to go against America, but he's not doing it the right way, right? Because of all the history of American and CIA influence in Central and South America. I get it. You're trying to go against them, but you're not doing it the right way. You just choose, like I said before, you're choosing the lesser evil. That's all you're doing right now. You understand? Right. Like you say, you have to go with, you have to choose commanding General Yahanna. You have to choose the way of Yahweh. You understand? You have to choose a UPK, right? And when the brother in Nicaragua that we have right now gets raised up to an officer, go to that officer, go to that priest. You understand? He's gonna raise up Nicaragua, just like Officer Yarad is raising up Honduras right now.
Damn right. Right, and if I may, right, we're gonna get right back into this article, but listen, if you want to go against America, right, just watch a UPK tape.
Right.
We'll teach you how to go against America, how to go against Babylon the Great, right? How to go against Mystery Babylon. We'll teach you how to do that. We'll teach you how to separate. You're joining with the oppressor, right? Baraki Allah, Baba Kasha, can you get me hand in hand with the oppressor?
I mean, 1 second, I don't want.
Okay. I'm gonna find it right quick. Though hand in hand, right? They think that they're gonna join with these oppressors and everything is going to change, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have been joining with the oppressors since the oppressor came off the boat. How did that turn out? Joining with the oppressor, we had the Beaver Wars in Canada, where Gad would fight Gad over Beaver, right? To make the oppressor rich. The result is Gad is now on the reservations, begging for clean water, while you have cities like Markham in Ontario, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Vaughan. They listen. If you go outside in any of those cities at 3 a.m, at 4 a.m, you're going to see plants hanging from light poles. You're going to see a truck full of clean drinking water watering a plant that hangs from a light pole, while Gad cries for water. Salakia. While you look for that article, Baraki Allah, I'm gonna get it. Salakia. While you look for the precept, I'm gonna get into the article.
No sweat.
Ortega's government arrested dozens. Salakia. Let me get right back to it. Mir Zaharova, a spokesperson for Russia's foreign affairs minister, told Russian news outlets Sputnik that the measures was routine. We are talking about a routine, right? It is definitely a routine for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to go to their oppressor thinking that they're going to get some type of aid, right? And there's also a precept for that. Like, I'm gonna find that precept also. We go to the oppressor looking for vain help, and it never works out. All they do is hunt our steps.
Right? So I got the precept.
Khan, you could bring it out.
Give me 1 second. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Right. Hold that right there. Though you're hand in hand with your oppressors, the wicked are going to be punished. Right? You don't get caught up and be punished with them. Right? It's like Revelations 18:4, where it says, "Come out of her." Right? Her being the culture of Babylon, the culture of our oppressors. Come out of her. Do not get caught up in her plagues. Right? So, Salakia, you could. Was there any more to that?
Khan. But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Right. The seed of the righteous, right? Meaning that righteous being the Israelites who follow the Most High's commandments, who love each other, who know that they can't join with this oppressor thinking that they're gonna get any type of rest. This is not your resting place. So Salakia, you could drop that right there. I'm gonna keep reading this article real quick. I just got to get back to it. One moment. We are talking about a routine twice a year procedure for the adoption, Salakia. Procedure for the adoption of a Nicaraguan law on the temporary admission of foreign military personnel to its territories in order to develop cooperation in various areas. Now, if you go out throughout history, right? You go all throughout history, you'll find out that no government governing body ever let a foreign military onto their soil purposely. Because what happens is that foreign military usually takes over, right? You're going to notice in Nicaragua very soon that there's going to be some type of political crime that happens, some type of disaster, somebody's going to be assassinated, and a puppet is going to be put in place.
Right.
Slovakia.
I mean, Salakia, the one. Like I'm saying, we could also that part we could save it for another episode of the podcast, right? Because Central and South America has an history of guerrilla group and paramilitary groups, right? Trained by the US and the CIA, right? And there was like at some point there was a war between the guerrillas, the paramilitaries, the military, and the drug dealers, and that's all because of the oppressor, other one. So I'm thinking like we could save that for another episode of the podcast.
So like I just
To have the Sandinistas and the Contras, right? And it is linked with the Iranian scandal.
So like just to piggyback what Officer Barkel is saying, and also we're gonna find out as well that most of these drug cartel, you understand, most of these, you understand, brothers that are selling drug in the island in South America, all of them have linked, you understand, back to the CIA. You understand? Even in Haiti, there's a brother, you understand, just to give you a quick, you understand, background, you understand, of what I'm talking about. In Haiti, there was a brother that was heavy on drug. You understand? You want that cocaine? You understand? He had it. You understand? He was supplying drug from Miami to Haiti to Dominican Republic. Come to find out, this brother was hired by the CIA to give the drugs. You understand? To sell the drugs in the island. And, you understand? To further their agenda and destroy the people, man.
Right. I mean, Salakia, that's heavy what you say, because it's not going to be the poor people in our countries, right, owning ships and planes and whatever, selling the drugs to every single island, right? Because if it would have been them, I mean, we would have like probably 10, 20 Pablo Escobar so far, right, in each country. But that's not the case. You already know the one doing that. I mean, I'm gonna just call it like this: he's a top dog, but he's most likely, if he's not one of our own, right? I mean, if he's one of our own, I mean, he's hired by the oppressor, right, to further spread the oppression with the drugs and everything. Because even in Martinique, like the cocaine that we get it from Venezuela, right? And Venezuela is distributing a lot of these drugs from all the like smaller islands like Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Vinci, Guadalupe. You know, we get all that from Venezuela.
Right. If I could read this last paragraph, right? Ortega has been a staunch ally of Russia since his days in the leadership of 1979
Right.
revolution that ousted dictator Anastasio Somoza. Ortega served as the president from 1985 to 1990 before being re-elected to power in 2007. Right? So you're definitely seeing that. The oppressor knows who they want in office. Right? For us as a people to think that the people who are in power in the places that we live, we have a choice, it is definitely not our choice. The oppressor puts who he wants in office so he can make decisions down the line.
Khan. And
Right?
Salakia one.
It's just
Since,
Salakia.
go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna say, it just goes to show you that the other nations hate us.
Khan. I was going to say Salakia one. Since we're still in the topic of World War III, let's hit that quick article about Ukraine only receiving 10% of the weapons it was asking for so far.
Good night. 1 second, I'm gonna find that right now.
No sweat.
Salakia. So you're saying Ukraine has only received 10% of what they've been asking for?
So far, only 10%, about 10% of the weapons they received. And I mean, General YAHANNA brought that up, that Ukraine would not receive every single weapons they'd be asking for, right? I'm gonna just paraphrase what General YAHANNA said, right? He says, the weapons they will not receive either would be intercepted by Russian allies, right? Or they'll just be sold to the black market. So most likely these weapons are going to end up in the Caribbean, in South Central America, in Africa. I mean, not that we give a damn about the Hamites, but that's where the weapons are going to end up. Just like that's how they get weapons. Boko Haram and them, you know, they're allied with Russia. That's how they get weapons. So most likely they're going to end up in Russian hands, or in the hands of Hamites, Cambodians, whatever, or in the Caribbeans, in Central and South America as well.
Arab as well.
And the Ishmaelites as well.
And Salakia, just to bring you understand more light to what you're saying, because what you're saying is true, and what Commander General YAHANNA said is true, right? There's a site on the dark web. I'm not telling you nobody to go in the dark web, right? As dangerous as it is, you don't want to make the wrong move on the dark web, right? But there's a site on the dark web where you could find the weapon that they are shipping to you understand, to Ukraine. They are being sold on the dark web. You understand? There's actually a site on the web you could go buy those weapons. You understand? Rocket launchers. You understand? And tank. You understand? You could buy these kind of weapons. You understand? That's coming from the USA. That's coming from the UN with the logo on it. You understand? And you could buy it off the dark web and everything. So
good night. Listen, though we know where those weapons are going, especially in places like Jamaica, Cuba, Trinidad, right? South America, where the Russians are right now.
Khan, I mean, Salakia one. Just like you're saying, in the Caribbean, Jamaica, Trinidad, Cuba, Martinique, whatever. I mean, we're walking with AK-47s, AR-15s. Right. You understand? And that's them young youths who walk with that. So, like, where do you get them guns from? You understand? We don't have an armory. You understand? Martinique don't have an army. We don't have an armory. I mean, we're still a part of France. You understand? But France is not shipping us no, like, fully automatic weapons.
Salakia, you can go.
To Water Priest. And just to show you the proof, this is a site on the dark web, right? I had to screenshot it, right? That's called TITHES World. You understand? That's a rocket launcher on the dark web coming from exactly, you understand, those weapons, you understand, that they are sending to Ukraine. They're selling them on the dark web.
Right.
Nice. And in Jamaica, they call it AK-47 a tall-up, right? Jamaica don't make AK-47s. How did they get AK-47s and AR if they don't make them?
Right.
Just last year, I was in Jamaica, right, for somewhat of a vacation. It was New Year's. I'm not going out for New Year's because I don't give a damn about New Year's, right? I'm not celebrating no Roman god. Just as well as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans all over the world, you should not be celebrating the gods of your oppressor. So I'm
Right.
chilling in the house. Me and my cousin, it's Jamaica. We were damn near drinking all day, having a good time. We went to the beach, came home, we're chilling. I fell asleep. I woke up to what sounded like the beginning of World War III. Right? Those were not firecrackers. Now, I know in Canada, people go outside and they let their little pistols off to celebrate New Year's. These things I'm hearing in the background were not pistols. Right? It sounded like a whole battle going on somewhere up in the hills.
Right.
Good night. Right? So let's get into this article right quick. Ukraine has received just 10% of the weapons pledged by the West to help Kyiv to fight off the Russian offensive. The deputy defense minister says, "From what we said we need, we got about 10%. Anna Malyar says in televised remarks, saying the West should speed up its delivery schedule." Commander General,
Tell them hurry up, no man.
right? Commander General Anna, he a prophet. He's letting us know those weapons aren't coming. Keep waiting. They're saying speed it up. They're waiting for that download. They're waiting for the download. You know, Barack Allah, when we go buy the loadout, we playing Call of Duty. Gotta stand by the box and wait for it. And sometimes it starts to glitch. The glitch is glitching right now. Good night.
The lockdown one.
Right.
When we're on Call of Duty waiting for the loadout, sometimes it does glitch. Sometimes when the loadout comes, you know, either we take it from someone or they take it from us.
Right.
That's what's going on in Ukraine right now. The loadout is glitching or someone is taking it from them. Speaking about glitching, Salaka, you're glitching right now, Officer Zabaja.
Yeah, my little equipment failure. I'm at the loadout is glitching. Right. So definitely Barack Allah, could you take over reading the article for the StreamYard until my
No sweat, I got the article.
My computer loads back up.
So where we at in the article? All right. No matter how hard Ukraine tries, no matter how professional our army is, without the help of the Western partners, we will not be able to win this war. I mean, Salaka, even with the help of the Western partners, y'all ain't gonna be able to win this war. I mean, we already know who the winner is, right? He's not even there yet. He's not there yet. Wait till he cracks the sky open with the angels. You understand?
Right.
If I keep on going, there should be a clear time frame for such deliveries, as every delay costs Ukraine dearly and risks more territory falling into Russian hands, she says. We need to know clear deadlines because every day there's a delay. We're talking about the lives of Ukrainian soldiers and civilians, she adds. So, like, if I may interject, I mean, they only care about the white Ukrainian lives, right? All the non-white people over there,
right?
I mean, of course, we don't care about the heathens, but some of our people are in Ukraine right now, right? Whether they were studying for like medicine or whatever program they were studying for, they're in Ukraine, and they're not Caucasian people, and we're kicked off the train trying to flee from the bombs that were dropped in Ukraine. So when they say Ukrainian civilians, they're only speaking about Edomites. You understand? They don't care about the Benjamites going there, the Levites, the Judites going there to study. They only care about the Edomites. You understand? And for the all other non-white people who are like Elamites and Hamites, well, we don't really give a damn about them. But then again, they only care about Edomites.
Right.
So she says, we can't wait very long because the situation is very complicated, she says, referring to the creeping Russian advance in Donbass, where Moscow's forces are poised to take over the entire Lugansk region. That was the end of the article. And not only they're gonna take the Lugansk region, but they're finna take the whole Ukraine. They're finna bring back, how they call it, the Soviet Union. They call it a Soviet reunion. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Gog is trying to be Magog again.
Right.
Salakia. So I guess that's the end of that story.
Right. What do we got next? I think the next one is going to be interesting.
Right, now the next one. Listen, the next two stories. Good night. Like
Salakia, our people want to be African so bad, eh?
Right. That's what I was just about to say. The next two stories. Let me pull them up right quick. Right. Or Salakia, Baraki Allah, can you read the next two stories for the StreamYard? So the followers on the Rise Podcast 69, our YouTube channel, they'll be able to hear. Because if I'm just reading it right now, they're not gonna hear me.
I think they hear you because I hear you on the StreamYard from my phone because both of my phones are right next to each other, right?
Okay.
But if you have any issues, I don't mind reading the article. Let me post it in the stream in the clubhouse first. So this other story we're gonna get into, I mean, Salaka, y'all want to be African so bad, but hey, are y'all ready to take care of a baby factory? Are y'all ready to, breed in a baby factory?
Good night. Let's see. What do we got?
So the next article, it reads, the title of the article says, dozens of teenage girls are rescued from a Nigerian baby factory where they were used as sex slaves and forced to sell their babies on the black market. I mean, damn. We know, like, as a fact, I think.
What is Ham doing?
I think, Salakia. But I was gonna say, I think for Hamites, Nigeria is the most prosperous country right now in the land of Ham. You understand? They have multiple types of business, and I guess we just uncovered what one of their businesses. I mean, Salakia, they selling babies on the black market.
Good night. They definitely doing the most right now.
Right, and
like,
I mean,
and this is nothing new. Like we've seen this all throughout history. We know what that Hamite did to our sister Dina, right? When we go back and read the scriptures, we've seen what Boko Haram has been doing. In the land of flies, right? There are men who go and kidnap 12-year-old girls, right? Listen, that sounds like GMS. Salakia. They kidnap. They kidnap 12-year-old girls for child brides.
Right. And Salakia, when that Boko Haram and the warlords, I think it should be like another episode as well. There's too much to touch on it. You understand? But then again, I'm just gonna say this: during chattel slavery, we had breeding farms. You understand? For multiple purposes, not only like to breed more slaves. We touched on that in the last episode. But another purpose of the breeding farm is to breed more slaves. But in the land of flies, like Officer Zabaja is saying, they have breeding baby factories. You understand? Where they breed teenage girls and sell their babies on the market, on the black market, Salakia. You understand?
Good night. It's just terrible. Like even when you go to the movie now, when you go to the movie Black Panther, right? During within like the first 5 or 15 minutes, you see the Black Panther, right? That the brother who played the Hamite, who again, when I watch the Black Panther, I see Black Panther as the villain, right? Killmonger was the hero, Salakia, but
Wakanda, but they're both brothers though.
right. But you see the brother who was playing Black Panther. He's trying to free up a bunch of girls who are supposed to be child brides.
Right.
Right. They're trying to rescue them, and that's just Hamite culture.
And I mean, Salakia, the one
of children is Hamite culture.
What you're bringing up is powerful because a lot of things in the movies, I mean, it's not fictitious, it's not fictional. You know, understand? That's really happening right now, even up till 2022. I mean, they're still like marrying children, kidnapping children, selling them on the black market. That still happens. It's not just like, okay, it just happened back in the days or whatever. No, it still happens right now. You understand?
It's definitely still happening right now.
And one more thing I'm gonna say before going into the article. I mean, for all the brothers and sisters trying to say we Africans, let's go back to Africa. I mean, hey, beware Aqua. I mean, listen, your daughter, your son might get kidnapped and be sold away. You understand?
Right. You're definitely gonna have to hide your daughter.
Right.
You think you're gonna go back to Africa? Now you have artists like Ludacris and a bunch of different artists who are going to Africa to because they have money. They're being treated like princes and princesses, right? But again, they're definitely gonna have to hide their children.
I mean, Salakia, and one more thing before I get into the article, talking about Ludacris, I think this specific rapper has his Nigerian citizenship right now.
Good night. It's not chicken and bear over there.
No, Salakia, my mistake. He has his citizenship from Gabon.
Right.
It don't matter. Ham is ham.
Ham is ham, right? It's all
Right,
ham.
so let me get into the article. At least 35 teenage girls have been rescued from a baby factory hotel where they were used as sex slaves and their babies sold on the black market, Nigerian police say.
So like a priest, I can read for you now. I'm back.
No sweat, but real quick, Adawan, I mean, I don't know for how long this practice or business was going on, you understand, but 35 teenage girls, they didn't just sell 35 babies, you understand? They must have sold more than just 35 babies, you understand? And a gestation period is like 9 months. It's like, how long was this going on for?
Right.
You see me?
So like, I'm trying to pull back up this article. Give me a second.
So like, if I may.
No sweat.
Con priest.
These Africans, man, they are disgusting and vile people, man. You understand? And this is why I cannot understand, like, how can we want to be Africans? You understand? Meanwhile, they are disgusting. You understand? These are people with no morality. And the thing is, if they are doing this to their own people, if they're showing no love to their own people, you understand what type of love they're gonna give you, black man? You want to be them so much. You want to join them so much, right? What type of love they're gonna give you? And this is why a lot of us sisters, right? A lot of us sisters, especially in Montreal and Canada, you understand, Black Lives Matter sisters, you understand, they fall for the trick of the African, thinking, you understand, that the African love them. The African doesn't love you, man. They look at you like a damn piece of garbage. And this is why they're gonna have sex with you, make their friends have sex with you, you understand,
Right.
run a train with you, on you, you understand, and after that, just leave you alone. And they'll do the same to your daughters and sons. That's what they will do. You understand? They are vile and disgusting people, man. You understand? Come on, please, go ahead.
But just like you said, the Hamites are vile and disgusting people. And then again, to our people who wants to be Africans claiming, oh, we were royalty, we were on top of the world whatsoever, we were the Moors or the Egyptians. Well, guess what? You don't want to be the homosexual Egyptian. Every time you say you're African, you don't want to choose the Egyptian having committing incest. You don't want to choose the plate-lip African, right? The African putting cow piss on his head. You don't want to choose the African eating bushmeat, drinking blood. You don't want to be the African selling babies in a factory, but you want to be the royalty and whatever.
And so like just to add, like they want to claim that then the white man stole everything from Africa, right? Well, the white man is homosexual. Where did they get that from then?
Right.
Since they stole everything from Africa, where did they get that homosexuality from? Where did they get, you understand, pedophilia from? You understand? What you think, you understand, Sodom and Gomorrah was about? About African want to have sex with angels, man.
Right.
These people, man, you understand? Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. I want one of these invites to, you understand, bend the class, you understand, report the class, you understand, this podcast. But the truth is the truth, man. You understand? It's time for us to realize this. How many of you sisters, you understand, are men that's gonna cut the clitoris off of your daughters, man? Well, that's an African culture. You understand? Just like Officer Barkel say, you wanna claim the glamour, but newsflash, the white man is a king on the earth right now. So you're gonna say you're a white man? Come on, priest, a lot.
I mean, you can't pick and choose. If you're African, you're not 13% African. You're 100% African. You can't just pick and choose. I mean, if you're African, you're selling babies as well. You're cutting clitorises off as well. You know, you're sodomite as well. You understand? Just like Pharaoh, you're sleeping with your sister and making babies and making retarded babies as well. I mean, Salakia. I'm not saying go do that, but if you're an African, claim all of Africa. Don't claim the part that you feel like you are. You understand? Don't just claim the gold and the silver. You understand? You have to claim the dirt as well, right?
Matter of fact, let me just add this, priest. Like also as a Baja as well. You understand? They want to claim, like, especially sisters, black sisters, right? You don't want your men to have another wife, right? Well, there's a custom in African culture where the men have sex with your auntie just to experiment. You understand? And your auntie will tell you, you understand, if that man is good in bed. So are you gonna let your man have sex with your auntie then? You don't want your man to have another wife, right? So are you gonna, you African, right? Are you gonna let that man have sex with your auntie? Meanwhile, we have the most glorious. Sorry, just give me a few seconds, all right? Meanwhile, we have the most glorious, you understand, constitution, the most glorious laws, the most glorious wisdom, you understand, and that's in the Bible. And you don't want to be that. Meanwhile, you see what the Africans are doing, and you want to attach yourself with them, man. You understand? You should be ashamed of yourself, man. So like it. Go ahead.
No, Salakia, I lost my train of thought. If I get it back, I'll just mention it again. No sweat. But let's just get into the article real quick.
Salakia, Brakiala, can you keep reading the article? I'm having a little difficulty pulling it up.
No sweat, Ottawa. So it reads, the teenagers were rescued from the Gali Hotel on Monday in the southeastern states of Anambra, where they were used for sex slaves, prostitution, and baby factory. State police spokesman Tochukwu Ikenga said late Wednesday. Nigerian police have previously freed dozens underage women and babies from illegal maternity homes known as baby factories, where women are forced to have children for sale on the black market. I mean, Salakia, these Hamites sold us to the white man into slavery, right? These Caucasians have breeding farms. They're just doing the same thing the Caucasian were doing to us, right? They call it baby factories, but that's a breeding farm where they have women sell their babies on the black market, just like the slave owners had our babies sold to other plantations. You understand?
Right. That's definitely heavy.
We keep going on the article. 4 of the girls were pregnant, he said, while some weapons and cash were recovered from the hotel. Ikenga said investigations were ongoing while the girls would be handed over to the government agencies for rehabilitation. He said the owner of the hotel was on the run, while 3 suspects have been arrested, accused of abducting the teenagers, engaging in sexual slavery and prostitution, and operating a baby factory.
Good night. Well, we had someone who wanted to come up on stage, but I think they left. Good night. Listen, this is Baraki Allah. You hit on a strong point, right? Hamites sold us into slavery, right? I seen a comment on Facebook where it asks, "Do Africans celebrate Juneteenth?" Right? Really, Hamites are the cause of us celebrating Juneteenth. Right. If it wasn't for Ham selling us to the oppressor and making the oppressor rich, making America and all the nations that benefited off slavery rich, there wouldn't be a celebration for Juneteenth.
Right.
Right. And a Hamite abusing children, abusing sisters, that is a common thing, right? Which is going to go into our last article that we have for this episode, right? It shows that Ham they've been sexually abusing because that's their MO. That is what they do. That is their culture. Again, there's a culture of in the land of flies where a man goes and sees a young child, he takes her and rapes her, right? He sexually abuses her.
It's a lot, It even mentions in the article how in other cases unmarried pregnant women are promised health care only for their children to be taken away. In others, women are raped and made pregnant. You understand? So just like you said, it's the Hamite culture to just take a woman, rape her and everything, you know, just like they're doing in the baby factory. They're taking these women, they're masking their baby factories as medical clinics, promising them healthcare, and they're just raping them and making them pregnant and selling them babies afterwards.
Right. 1 second. Baba Kasha, right? Can you get me Genesis 34?
Khan. And I think it was Shahul, a Israelite, not an Israelite, a Israelite who raised his hand. I invited him to speak.
Yeah, so Salakia, priest. He ain't even here. It doesn't even matter.
No sweat. What scripture you wanted?
Genesis 34 and 6. You could start at 6.
Right. Genesis chapter 34, verse 6. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him.
Right. So this is after Shechem abused our sister Dinah, right? He defiled Dinah, right? So as he defiled Dinah, he goes to his father. He sends his father to go talk with Jacob, right? You can read 7 and 8.
Khan. Genesis chapter 34, verse 7. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought fully in Israel, in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done.
Right. So again, this is to show you we're not supposed to be sleeping with the other nations. Listen, if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American, choose a Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Like, listen, have you seen a sister? There are some beautiful sisters in our nation.
Right?
Northern Kingdom has some amazing sisters.
We got the baddest of the baddest.
God, the baddest of the baddest. That damn right. You don't. And sisters, you don't need to go with a Hamite, a Edomite, or a Moabite. Listen, I be seeing sisters with the good night. Brothers like the roly-polies of the Esau. And it just makes no damn sense. Like, listen, I don't understand what the hell is going on. She weigh like a 600-pound tub of mayonnaise, right? Smelling like wet dog. Like, what are you doing, right? Good night. And then you see sisters. You see sisters with some school shooter. He looks like he's like 10 minutes away, 3 turn downs away, 3 rejections away from
They be looking
shooting
like
up
Slim
Amazon.
Shady.
Salakia?
They be looking like Slim Shady.
Good night. Listen, he looks like he be loading up that AR-15, saying all the names of all the women that rejected him.
He's saying, therefore, there's your reparations.
Good night. And that's another part, right? You sleeping with the nations, brothers and sisters. How the hell are you sleeping with the nations that have abused and murdered your peoples? That you have absolutely no love for your people. Right, 1 second. Let's see what's happening here.
Want me to continue with verse 8 out of 1?
Khan, you can continue with verse 8.
Right. Shahul, stay on mute for a second. We're going to get to you right away, Mr. Israelite. Genesis chapter 34, verse 8. And Hammer communed with them, saying, the soul of my son, Sechem, longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife.
Right, and again, that's the culture where they go and abuse a daughter and then go ask for the permission, right? Which is totally wrong. It's such a heinous thing to do. All right, let's see what we got going on. Sha'al, if we're pronouncing your name right, you can come off mute. You had a question or a comment?
Shalom, family. Thank you for inviting me. I have a need. I'm homeless here in North Carolina. If any of you are able to send a donation to my Cash App or PayPal, please do so. Any amount will be sufficient.
Okay, good night. So what I would tell you to do is go to www.isupk.com.
Salakia, we're having a reverb right now. We're having some reverb.
Khan, can you hear me? Salakia, so what I was saying is,
yes, I can. Yes, sir.
Khan. So basically what I was saying is we understand your need, brother, right? If you have you seem to have internet, right? So you can go to www.isupk.com and look for the number of the school that's in your city. Give that number a call.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All right.
Shahul, let me ask you a quick question real quick. What is your nationality?
Black American, Hebrew Israelite.
All right, so yeah, there's like Officer 1000, Sabaja said. Go on the website isupk.com. Look for the school in your region, right? You said South Carolina?
I said North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, as a matter of fact, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get that number for you.
All right, so while my brother looks for that number, I'm gonna move you back down to the audience, and then we're gonna back channel you the number for the school in your city.
You can leave him upstage.
Right. So as we get back to our breakdown, right? Baraki Allah, can you read that verse one more time?
Khan, Genesis chapter 34, verse 8. And Hammer communed with them, saying, the soul of my son, Sechem, longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife.
Right. Again, that's the culture of these Hamites, right? They abuse and then turn around and ask for the hand in marriage. Like a Hamite don't know how to go to a princess and say, hey, princess, you're looking beautiful. Get her number and spit some game, right? Entice that sister. Lay hold with your words, right? Now, this is something the brothers in the UPK, they know how to do that well. That doesn't happen for these Hamites, right? This story is definitely going to transition well into our next story. Barak and Allah, can we get our next story?
Right, I'm getting the article right now. And Salakia, the brother left before I could give him any information, but we told him to go on UPK.com and look for the number of North Carolina. So I guess it is what it is.
Lord be with that brother, right? I
Lord
never
be
met
with
too
him.
many homeless people with Clubhouse on their phones, Salakia.
Yeah, I've never met any homeless people with internet in the first place.
Yeah, Lord be with that brother.
Next story. Salakia. Y'all want to be Hamite so bad? Are you ready to be a serial killer?
Right, and this is sad because this sister is still missing, right? Now, as we get into the story, I'm going to make a comparison, right? And this is why ISUPK says no affiliation. We are not affiliated with any Christian or Hebrew Israelite group.
Right.
So like I appreciate it. So like I appreciate it. I got the number for North Carolina just in case that brother, you understand, you understand, and come back. You understand, anybody that knows what that brother could give him that number, right? The number for North Carolina is 252-357. That's like a 375-6025. Again, 252-375-6025. So like
6075.
Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? 252?
252-375-6025.
6025.
So that number's in the back chat. Right. If that brother is really in need, he'll hit that number. Right. Barakiala, if you may.
Right, I got the article right here. It says missing suspect in woman's murder Googled how to be a serial killer.
Damn.
Right,
so
give me 1 second, everyone. I'll be right back.
Khan, Thuwada. This is another Hamite right here. Right? Another Hamite who is presumed to have murdered our sister, right? And as we get into this story, this story gets deep, right? So a little backdrop on this story. This story, Felicia Marie Johnson, she's from California, right? She celebrated her 24th birthday, went to Texas to celebrate, stayed in Houston, and decided that she wanted to work at a strip club. She applied at the strip club, didn't get the job, and later left with an unknown patron, right? So let's get into it.
Right. Let me get into the article. So it reads, I could barely read that Hamite name, Salakia. What's that name?
It might as well be Chewbacca. He's a Hamite.
Right. Looks like Chewbacca. Chukwebuka. Salakia.
No, War Voodoo. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna call him Chewbacca.
Allegedly also Googled what does bleach do to blood and how does one plan a murder without getting caught. A 28-year-old man who was accused of dismembering 24-year-old California woman Felicia Johnson Googled how to be a serial killer and is now on the run after being briefly detained, says police.
Right. So this right here, this is a bad job on the Houston PD, right? They had one job, get the suspect that killed our sister, right? Because this sister's still missing. This sister was still missing, like a sister who joined the Purple People Eaters, also known as the IUIC, right? Joy Morgan, we'll never forget how the Purple People Eaters got our sister killed, and we're always going to bring that up and make it's good to remember these things, right? The safest place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is right under Commandant General YAHANNA. There's no guile in the UPK, right? Our sisters don't go missing, right? Our sisters, our brothers don't end up murdering and don't end up murdered, right? Salakia, UPK members don't go to jail. Now, if you drop your sword, Lord be with you. Who knows what is going to happen to you?
Right.
Right. And just like our sister Joy Morgan, this sister was was she's presumably dismembered, and they haven't found her yet. Right. Keep reading.
So like, give me 1 second.
Come on, no sweat. Right, and this is why you're supposed to train up your child. Raise that daughter to respect herself. Raise that daughter to know that she cannot be in this strip club. Right, leave that to the oppressors.
So lock out one. I'm a switch article because the article you sent me is short. I have to subscribe to the website to keep on reading. So I'm a switch article.
Same. I got it. I'll read it.
No, I got it, other one.
Okay.
It says wanted Houston murder suspect. Google how to be a serial killer online before disappearing. Right. A wanted Houston murder suspect searched how to be a serial killer, among other disturbing phrases, online before he disappeared, according to local reports. So I'm just gonna say Chewbacca because you already know we can't pronounce them Hamlet's name. 28 faces charges of murder and tampering with evidence in connection to the April 16th disappearance and murder of Felicia Johnson, 24. The Houston Police Department said in a press release. Nobodo allegedly agreed to pay Johnson $500 to meet up with her over Snapchat, according to court records obtained by Fox 26 Houston. Investigators said that on April 17, Nobodo bought a power saw, towels, and trash bags. He also Googled phrases like including how to be a serial killer, how to get away with murder, can bleach destroy DNA, and the most forested part of Houston. He also searched for Houston escorts. The outlet reported citing court documents.
Right. So this brother, Salakia, this sister, she was trying to be a stripper, right? She thought she was gonna get a big bag, right? She was gonna start twerking, and they were gonna make it rain on her, and now she's in a whole world of pain, right? Her family is going through it. Her father did not give her what she needed to make it in life, right? She tried to work at a club named Cover Girls, right? It's a strip club in Houston. She left with a Patreon, right? They're saying that later this man he paid for an Uber from her hotel to his apartment, and they haven't seen her since. What they did find though was her bloody phone in a park, right? And as they went through her Snapchat combos, they found out that she was supposed to meet up with him for $500, right? On that same day, he went and took out $500 from his bank account. The day before and the day after, he bought all the supplies he needed to get rid of her. Right? Now police, now this is again, I don't know what the hell is going on in Texas. First, the Texas police, they're too afraid to go into a school to stop children from being murdered, right?
Right.
Then the police in Texas, they get a search warrant for this Hamite's phone, right? This filthy, disgusting murderer's phone. He has pictures of a dismembered woman in his phone, right? So he has pictures of a woman that's dismembered. Dismembered, like, listen, it means exactly what it means. A member of your body is a arm, a forearm, a leg.
It reminds me like, okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. Because it's a sister, right? They either taking their time, they're stalling, or it's not that much of a big issue, right? Even though it's a dismembered body. Right, but I remember a couple of years ago in Montreal, it was a big thing. Like this Italian sodomite, he called in his Moabite boyfriend, right, in the neighborhood right next to mine in Uptown, right?
Good night.
And what he did is actually, maybe y'all heard about that in Toronto or wherever who was listening to it in the States. Right, Luca Magnotta, right? He called his boyfriend. He stabbed him up. He chopped him up, and then he proceeded to being intimate with the body. Even he even fed his dog some pieces of the body, right? And even a girl at my high school was like witness of the Moabite going into his apartment. I mean, like, when it comes to other nations, they're real quick about it. You understand? They arrested Luca Rocco Magnotta real quick. You understand? But when it comes to that sister, they cannot look at that Hamite.
Well, here's the thing now. Let's get more into it, right? Because this is what happened. The search warrant, they went to his house. That's how they found all the things that they were looking for, such as the receipts, such as the tools. That's how they knew what he was doing. They went through his phone. They seen a picture of a dismembered woman. They also seen 3 other pictures of dead women. Right? They did their forensic warrant on his house. They found her blood in his house. Her bloody phone was found in a park. Now, again, if you think Hamites love you, right? You've been mistaken. Right? You need to come to the UPK where there's a hedge around you. You have the ultimate protection. Right? You have brothers who are going to they're going to give their all to protect you.
Salakia.
If I may, man, go ahead, Officer Barkel.
Salakia. I mean, Lord be with his sister's family and everything, but it's a Hamite, right? We know how the Hamites operate. I mean, in Nigeria, they had, I think it's Nigeria or some Hamite country, they had a hotel where they were selling like human soup. So most likely this Hamite, after chopping up the body, he got a taste of it. And I'm not saying he yam the gal patty, but I'm saying, he got a taste of the meat. Salakia.
You said human soup?
In some hotel in the land of flies, they were being sued. I think they had to close down because they were selling like human soup, right?
Good night.
So just to relate to that, I mean, that Hamite who chopped up the sister, he might have. I mean, he probably tasted the meat, and I'm not saying he yammed the gal patty, but I'm saying,
he definitely has a taste for strange meats.
Right.
If I may, I can. If I may, and so one thing that we need to take from that story is the fact that sister was what you might call a dancer, right? A stripper, right? And a stripper,
she was trying to be a stripper.
Escort is stripper, you understand? It's all the same thing. You understand? She prostituting her body. You understand? And this is why it's necessary for us to get away from the lifestyle of sin that we live in, because we will die in our sin, man. You understand? This is why it's necessary, you understand, to listen to what the I.S.U.P.K, you understand, is telling and changing your life, because you will die in your sin, and we want you to live. You understand? We want you to live. The Christian church, you understand, make us believe that the laws are done away with, but it's never so. You understand? It's never been so. You understand? We keep on sinning and sinning and sinning and paying the consequence of that sin. And you understand, the only way, you understand, you have some type of protection, you understand, in these last days is with you following, you understand, these laws, precept and commandment that are in the Bible. You understand? Being an escort, being a you understand, a dancer, stripper, you understand, it's against the law. You understand? And you will die in your sin. That should be, you understand, an example for every stripper out there, for every escort out there. You don't want to die in your sin. You understand? I know you got your OnlyFans. You still an escort. You still, you understand, a prostitute. You understand? Don't die in your sin. Change your life and live.
One. I have a scripture real quick, that goes into what you said. You're going to die in your sin, and whatever the sister was doing, right? Like being a stripper and escort, she shouldn't have been doing that, and now she just died in her sin. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. She's trying to be a whore, a stripper, and look where it got her, right? You understand? I mean, it didn't end up well for the sister. I mean, Lord be with her family, but she should have never been a whore. Her father should have been in her life trying to teach her the right way to be a righteous woman. You understand?
Right, and that's
not just
so
a father
heavy.
as well.
Come on, priest.
Not it's like a priest, not just a father as well. The Christian church, your Christian pastors are for understand because some most of our fathers they didn't know which way to go. You understand? The preacher has a job to do. You understand that, which is show the people. You understand the right way to go. Show the people. You understand what God wants for them. You understand? And the Christian church, those Christians, you understand? Those preachers, you understand? They're not doing their job, and this is why our community is left like this. This is why we're still struggling, you understand? This is why we're still in the ghettos. Because the Christian church, you understand, those leaders, you understand, just like the Bible says, you understand, they're greedy dogs, you understand? Those leaders that are supposed to tell us, you understand, the truth, they don't tell us the truth, you understand? And this is why we still follow a custom that is not our own, you understand? But once we follow that custom, we will be safe. We will be, you understand, we will be safe by the protection of the Most High. But outside of that, we're always going to be victim in this society, man.
Right.
So if we can get back into the story right quick, right? Just before we end it off, right? So they found all of this evidence, receipts and gloves and all the tools and stuff, and her blood in his house. Keep in mind, this is a missing sister. They found blood in his house. They arrested him, detained him, but he wasn't charged. There's a difference between being arrested, detained, and charged, right? You could be in the police custody for up to 72 hours, depending on where you are. Excuse me, Salakia. They found her blood in his house. They arrested him. They let him go. Now, by the time they came with the warrant to charge him with murder of the sister, they haven't found her body yet, but they're charging him with murder. He's on the run. They had the disgusting in custody.
Right.
So like a priest, if I may. Meanwhile, these are the Africans. You want to claim that you are African, right? They don't get the same treatment as you. You understand? Let that be one of us. Let that would have been one of us. Even if we are not guilty, we would have been locked in jail. Now they let that image go though. He had that last name, that Mukumba last name. You understand? They let him go. You understand? Let that be one of us. You understand? God, let that be one of us.
You're right. That's not one of us, definitely, because even if we're not being charged, we're okay. I'll put it like this: we're gonna be held against our will, right? Not held against our will, but I mean, we're gonna get arrested and be charged right away without even any proof of the matter, right? And it's like those Hamites. I mean, I don't know how they do it, but they like to be on the run. Just like Salakia offers a budget. Maybe you might not be familiar with that story, but there's a Christian pastor from Congo, right? He was accused of raping some women. He just fled back to Congo. He's from Montreal. He fled back to Congo. They're trying to bring him back to Canada, but they're like, no, we're not shipping back our brother to Canada. You know, he's staying in Congo right now, doing whatever he's doing, probably raping more women, whatever the case is. But these Hamites find a way to get on the run and to escape the justice system. You understand? Well, us, ain't no way. I mean, even if there was a way, I wouldn't tell you just escape the justice that will be brought unto you if you do a certain crime, right? You do the crime, do the time. You understand? Right. But here's the thing. When it comes to these other nations, there is always a way to escape the so-called justice that is supposed to be brought unto them.
Salakia, if I may, priest.
Go ahead, Adawan.
Right. Every beast loves its own kind.
Right.
No Hamites turning into Hamite. Listen, the same Edomites that are killing us in our neighborhoods, their cousins are the ones protecting them. Their cousins are the ones who are supposed to watch over them and who are in the courthouses, who are deciding if this person's lying or not. Right. The watchdogs are family. Like it's just that simple. Right. Every beast loveth its own kind. All the nations came together in one accord, right? and they decided to attack the children of Israel. This Hamite, this bushmeat eater, he had the blood of the sister in his apartment, right? And what that disgusting Hamite do? He went on the run, right? The police could have arrested him and charged him. They did not.
Right.
Right. Now, here's the next thing. There are many missing sisters, right? 70,000 since the 70s, right? He had other pictures of dead women in his phone. Now, they don't allude to if those women are sisters or not, but he had dead women in his phone. Salakia. Right? So that's the wrap up that article. Barak, I'll let you have it.
Khan. So that'll be it with the articles. Give me 1 second. I want to bring out one last quick thing, if y'all don't mind.
Khan. Right. Don't forget. If you're watching, subscribe to the channel. If you're in the club, or in the room right now, follow the moderators, follow the club, right? Listen, do not be giving donations to that brother. Pay your tithes. That's what you do. You pay your tithes, and if that brother's in need, he'll call that number and he'll get what he needs. Right. Listen, there's 1,000 scammers that come up every day.
Right. One last thing I want to say, if y'all haven't done it yet, go and purchase Captain Kataza's books. You understand? For now, he has 3 books out. He's coming out with a 4th book. First one is Issachar, son of Jacob. Second one is Reuben, my excellence. Third one is We Came from the East. You understand? It's about our history, how we're descended from the nation of Israel. The first one is about our Mexican brothers. Second, about our Seminole Indian brothers. And the third one is Destroying the Bering Strait theory. You understand? And the first 2 books are available on crossthelinerradio.com. And Salakia, I mean, the first 2 books are available on Amazon. And the third book is available on crossthelinerradio.com website. You understand? So go support the brother, get you that knowledge. I'm gonna put the link is posted on the clubhouse. I'm gonna post the link in the on the YouTube. You understand? Again, this is the Rise Podcast, 1969. You understand? Every Sunday, usually from 2 p.m. You understand? Till whenever we finishes. But today we started a bit late. No sweat. Just tune in every Sunday on YouTube, I.S.U.P.K Canada. Also, the Rise Podcast 1969. And on Clubhouse, we have our room, I.S.U.P.K Canada.
Salakia priest.
Go ahead, Adawan.
Also for anybody watching on YouTube, or if you're on the Clubhouse, Commanding General Yahanna and General Muhammad will be in Canada the weekend of June 5th and June 26th. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. we'll be at Yonge and Dundas Square having camp. From 4 p.m. to around 7 p.m., almost 8, we'll be at 28 Industrial Street in Toronto, Ontario. That's in the Laird and Eglinton area. On the 26th, a Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we'll be at Humber Bay Park East having a kickback, right? It's going to be good food, brotherhood, sisterhood, and it's just going to be a family gathering.
Right. But I was already going to get into that, but you already heard it from my main man, my brother, Officer 1000 Zabaja. You understand? Right. So joining me today, I had Officer 1000 Ariyar. You understand? Mon partner, Officer 1000 Zabaja, my brethren, and your host. Always doing the most. Officer 50 Baraki Ali.
Right, let's get it. You got them red stunner shades. Bring those to Toronto with you. You might have to leave them for a little. So good.
So right. So we're gonna end it with 2 tracks from our brothers, one from Philly and one from a Benjamite. You understand? Let's go ahead.
All right, so like Akia, man, after
not
the podcast, I want to talk to you.
Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we talking about practice.
Back row.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere of it, one that is not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye, peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him runner, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laugh at these niggas once again and I ain't break a sweat. Number 1 at everything I do, that's why I'm one West. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I'll switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk. I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl? I'm talking about another gun. We here now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas. We burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga. I don't fear clowns. Silences make it sound like raindrop. That's a quiet storm. Get the job done, and the viewer get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walk in this bitch ready for war. I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex. That's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
Yeah. Hey, make me go again. Yo, I one west to the death. Yeah, fuck everything else. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. Everything sign and seal. Then I tell me say she love the deal. Yeah. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. If I don't know you pick my youth, me I tell you no straight out. And I'm in business, yeah. Man, I move real heavy. 20 man, I jump out a couple Chevy. Well, serious, man, no look happy. Wrong move, turn a boy in a dopey, them a waste, man. Them a talk about me, but me no care, man. After everything else, me still deep on. Cause the truth, me attack at the truth, and the part me a sleep on. Yeah. Delivered it off fire. Everything up in the air like fire bonfire. But I can't tell ya how all of me dead soul let them have to rise in power. Liar SHALAM. This year one for all my brothers and my sisters. We get caught off early. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she really love all the changes. If I don't know you picking my youth, me I telling me straight out. And I'm in business, yeah. Big boots on me braids, man. Yeah, me not left me shades on. Special type of gun for this occasion. Hardcore, can't tip on me right hand. Everything talking real neat. Tell a boy I come just through him, no secret street. Him a struggle for breed. I am no shot. Me conscience it a speak. Rats and snakes, them throat get slit. Yeah, me give them the realness. Don't start freak out. When 200 million of me niggas them out. Yeah, shot in a face, shot in a mouth. Rise it up, balance the soul reaper. Make evil stay far. Yeah, well, I know what I'm say. The truth though, I saw the thing go, man. Move. Big boot on me fringes. Girl, I tell me say she love the way how me change it. If I don't know you picking my youth, me a telling no straight out, and I'm me business. Big boot on me fringes. Big boot on me fringes. Boot on me fringes. Yeah, I'm told. One West or nothing else.